Welcome back to Briggs on Books. I'm the host, Mike Briggs. You know, we've been doing this show since 2008 as a regional Central California show called Artists and Authors. Zoom made us learn a whole new technology. Now we interview authors from all over the world. And so we changed the name to Briggs on Books. We're not such a regional California show anymore. In fact, our first guest, author Dan Lawton, is all the way from New Hampshire. Is that right, Dan?
I'm from New Hampshire. That's right. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show. We appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Now, Dan hasn't just written a book. He's written a whole bunch of books. Is that right?
I have. Sure have. Yeah, I've been at it for quite a while now. My 8th book was published maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago now.
Is that Here It Ends?
That's right. Here It Ends. Yeah.
And I think we're going to see that on the screen right now for our viewers. And tell us, it's a book in a series?
It is, yeah. So my first 5 books were all standalones, but I decided I wanted to try to write a series, and so I did. It starts with That Was Before, and then Now Was After, and Here It Ends. And so it's a 3-book thriller series, psychological, a lot of twists and turns, and pretty fast pace. A lot of complex characters. So it's been pretty well received. People seem to like it.
Now will we see the same characters through these books, or some of the same characters through these 3 books?
There's a pretty small collection of characters, but yeah, I think they all do appear in all 3 books, actually.
Yeah, I tell you this: whenever I read a book and it comes to an end, you miss that character sometimes, and that's why I love a series. So you get the character to come back, or characters to come back and interact again.
For sure. Yeah, a lot of people really prefer series for that reason. And so I figured I'd give it a try and see how it goes. So
now let me ask you this. I want to ask you about all your other books too, if we have the time. But if somebody goes to the website, we have it up on the screen. Is it danlawtonfiction.com?
That's right.
What will someone find there?
Oh, you'll find a lot of information on there. Certainly all the information about my books. I've done a lot of interviews like this, and I've had some other podcasts and things that I've been on. There's videos of that.
Nice.
I help out a lot of other authors as well with editorial support and stuff. And so all that and quite a bit more is on there for everyone to see.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time reading, obviously, and I'm always looking up the author on Goodreads and Wikipedia, trying to find out more if it's a nonfiction, more about the subject. So I love it when an author puts up a website. Now, can people contact you through the website?
Definitely, yeah. There's a contact me form right in there. It goes goes directly to me, and so I respond to every email personally.
Yeah, I always seem to have questions, and if I could ask the author, but I force myself to wait to the end because the author usually answers the questions I have in the book. So anyway, let's look at the, put up there the other books that Dan has. You have, 8 books out?
8 books, yeah.
I always tell our guests, I say, congratulations, because, anybody could write a book, but few people can finish writing a book. It's just getting to that end seems so hard for so many people, and you've done it 8 times, so congratulations on that. And
yeah, thanks.
Where can somebody find these books?
So the best place online, really, Amazon has them all. Barnes & Noble has them. They can be ordered certainly through any independent bookstore as well. They likely won't have them in the store, but if it's something that you want to support local, they can order it from their catalog, and then directly from me on my website is an option as well.
Yeah, I like to support local, but I read so fast. I go through so many books sometimes. It's so easy just to... I did type your name in Amazon, and bam, you got a lot of coverage there, so that's nice. So people can find the book easily. What's the genre? I know they're thriller. The genre is thriller, suspense. Where are, let's say the last 3, where are they set?
Yeah, so the last 3, the first one starts, it's in the United States. It takes place in the Midwest. And then part of their journey, the characters, is they go on the run a little bit. There's some hidden secrets in their pasts, and they're trying to run away from the past. And so they end up in Fiji for a while,
nice. And
then they end up coming back to the United States. So it's kind of it's a bit international. The whole series is in general, but
was there a lot of research involved? Did you have to go to Fiji, for example?
That would have been nice. Yeah, all the research that I need to do, I can do online.
Yeah.
A lot of writers, they have place being a character. For me, it's not really, so I just need
Yeah.
some minor details I'm able to grab online.
I know that the sensibilities are a lot different from New Hampshire to the Midwest, so that'd be interesting to see how you treat that in the book. And I don't want you to spoil the book, but who should be reading this? I mean, is it for adults? Would teenagers like it?
Yeah, I write for adults for sure. Teenagers probably could read it, but there's some subject material in there that occasionally might be a little bit more than some teenagers should
So it's
read.
adult, more of adult. I think adult fiction means something different, but adults would enjoy this. It sounds like, especially those who like thrillers and suspense novels and mysteries and things like that that hopefully work themselves out somewhere in the book. Now, I want to ask you. We're kind of going long, but you're so prolific. I wanted to ask you a bit about your process. Are you real dedicated? You have set time, or disciplined is the word I was looking for, as far as your writing goes?
Yeah, I used to be very regimented. I would write every day for a couple hours. This was years ago. As life's gone on and with kids in the picture, it's writing every day is not possible these days. But I know what I need to do to be able to write a book successfully. So these days it happens to be a lot more in spurts. So I'll write 3, 4, 5 hours at a time, and then the pages kind of pile up.
They pile up, yeah. And do you have how do you track things? Do you just sit down and start writing, or have you sketched out different things in your mind or on paper?
Yeah, I do plot a little bit. I find that if I were to do extensive plotting, it would really be a waste of my time, and that so much of what happens changes as I write it. And so as long as I know a chapter or two ahead, that's usually good enough, and then some rough idea of how it's going to end to give you some place to target is good to know.
I always say, whatever you're doing, it works, because you got 8 books out there, so you must have a good system, a good way of doing it. So is there something else coming out? Are you working on something?
Yeah, the 8th book just came out recently, so I am in the middle of writing something now. I can't share any details. It's very close to the vest, but I'm excited about the idea. I think it's one of my best ideas so far. So we'll see how it comes together.
That's great. Well, I'm inspired by you and your work and how much you've done and how you're able to keep producing new ideas. It's incredible, Dan. Anything else you want our viewers to know before we're out of time?
Yeah, I would just encourage you to check out the books. Like you mentioned, adult thriller readers will really enjoy them, I think. I generally write for character, for plot, not so much for place, and so they all do take place in different areas.
Nice.
But for me, it's kind of just pick a place on the map and go from there. If you're into character-driven and/or plot-driven stories, I think it's worth checking out.
Yeah, I'm going to start with this latest series, and when I get through those 3, I'll go read the first 5 after that. So.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for coming on our show. And for our viewers, stick around. We're going to have more authors coming up right after this.
Thank you.